Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the beginning, the real beginning of Fragbite Masters. Finally, we're at it, Semler.
This is it, man. The beginning. I'm trying to figure out where I should be sitting right now.
You're so much taller, that's the problem as well.
I know, dude. I need to like drop my chair down a little bit. Okay, there we go. See? Now we're feeling a little bit more.
That's much better, and that's much better. All right, well, we've got Group A coming up today, but we've got a lot of teams in this tournament, and the whole Counter-Strike, the top of the Counter-Strike scene seems to be so much better. So I think we're guaranteed a really good season. The last two seasons were amazing.
Yeah, well, it feels like now it's like coming home, Anders. Like we've been doing Fragbite for so long now. It feels real good to be back here doing Fragbite again. And we basically got every team apart from I think NIP, who couldn't join because like the LAN finals are going to be on some day that they need to have off or something like that. There's something going on. There was a conflict there, so. We don't have NIP, but we have like everybody else. And actually, it feels really good to be able to say that because everybody else is playing so well.
Yep. I mean, we always want NIP to play a part, but you can't have everything all at once, especially now with the online stage of a tournament. It's become so hard to get all the teams involved.
Yeah.
Exciting times. If everyone's been watching, obviously the news feeds, you'll know about the recent announcement, which was quite incredible, and
crazy.
by sheer coincidence, wearing the T-shirt already. So timing.
You know who's really happy about this
incredible.
right now? You know, it's like Carmack. He's just gonna be like print screen, tweet, we tweet. Oh,
I see you,
see?
Carmack.
There you are. We know.
All right.
Look, I'm wearing blue. That's got to count for something.
That's very close.
You
I
can't
appreciate
tell,
that.
actually. It looks like I'm wearing a black shirt, but I swear it's blue.
All right, look, before we do anything else, we should really take a look at the groups just so people know what's going on here. And obviously, it's Group A today, so that's TSM, Penta, Na'Vi, and Dignitas. Not in order right now. I think TSM is the top seed, then Na'Vi, then Penta, then Dignitas, but that doesn't really matter that much right now. And then obviously Group B, C, and D will be coming up later on in the tournament here. But some pretty high-level teams, and some carried over from last season, and some of them invited or qualified, again.
Yeah, exactly. And then, there's Fnatic in Group D. We also had the qualifiers that happened over the join up with the invited teams that got in from the last season, and so it's actually made a pretty healthy group all in all.
Yeah.
Dignitas is the team that qualified in this group here. So you have Team Solo Mid, Na'Vi, and Penta that got the invite straight in. Dignitas had to qualify. Pimp, big salty tears there. But hey, Pimp, it's all good, man. You can dry those tears. You're in the tournament, man. That's it. We get to see you play tonight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Pimp is actually like one of those people who's a little bit emotional when it comes to stuff like this. But I think it's because he's like super invested into the game.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm not trying to make up excuses, but sometimes when you have a lot on the line and you really, really, really you've invested your life into it, it kind of shows, right?
Well, I think it's a totally different angle that we got to take here, Anders.
Yeah.
See, I think he's like the first guy to get a real personal sponsorship from Kleenex.
Oh,
this
is like just going hard at him,
dude. And that's the thing. Like all of a sudden, every supermarket across Denmark, they've been selling it on toilet paper, on tissue paper, on all these sorts of things because Pimp needs it all, man. Can't have him getting dried out.
All right. Well, I mean, it's the future, right? Personal sponsorships.
That's what we're about, right?
Right now, I'm relieved and saddened at the same time that Thorin isn't here to continue this line of thought because I feel like it could.
I miss Duncan.
It could become really good.
I was watching. Of course. He was just like handling that desk this weekend at the last event, which was PGL over in Bucharest. That's where everybody was. First match today is gonna be featuring the champions of that event, Team Solo Mid. The first time that they've actually won a tournament, and it's like an international huge tournament. And all the top teams there, pretty much.
It's the first time that the one Danish caster isn't there. I keep saying it, but I'm still happy that they won. And they're right here. Sipnix, Carrigan, Dupree, Device, and KGB. You're right, they did just win DreamHack Bucharest, beating more or less everyone and played out of their minds, basically.
I believe the only team they didn't play against was Envy at that point? Or was it NIP? No, they won. They played NIP in the winter match. It was Envy that they didn't play. Yeah. So, but Envy didn't really show too much that weekend. It looked like they were a little off their game.
Yeah.
But they've been a little off their game for the past couple weeks.
Envy, Fnatic 2, it seems like there's a couple of the top teams, or both the top teams actually are just swaying a little bit.
Which is crazy, right? Which shows you just how close it is. It's like we're talking about these are the top two teams in the world, and they play a match. Fnatic win that match. So what, do Fnatic hold on to the top seed? But
it's always going to be hard. It's a little bit easier fighting your way to the top once and then kind of like having a one peak performance. It's a lot harder staying there for a long time because everyone's going to be gunning at you. NIP went through the same problem, right? They were the best for so long, and then suddenly people figured them out.
I'm really wondering if we're going to see such a drought for like Envy and Fnatic though. I find that hard to believe that
No,
they
I don't
won't be
think
able
so.
to like get back up to the top.
I
Right?
don't. Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's.
I think that those guys now they'll come back, they'll adapt, and they'll figure something new out because that's what they do.
Team Dignitas, the other Danish team, so it's Dane on Dane action straight off the bat here at Fragbite. It's Pimp, Nico, MSL, Kjærby, and AZ. Personally, I feel like right when they got picked up from Copenhagen Wolves and turned into Dignitas, I was pretty disappointed actually. I felt like they didn't do too well. Still a little bit disappointed that AC's shirt is the only one who's on like sideways or tilted. Like everyone else's Alienware logo is perfect, and that one's just not. But
you can just see, man, look at that. He's got the hat on backwards and everything. There's some serious attitude going on there.
There's some swag.
You know who he's been hanging out with at events? Shoxy.
Well, no.
That's what I'm saying.
I wish more people knew like Danish popular culture. I can make some good references.
Oh, dude, there's Danes tuning in, man. They'll know.
Yeah, so there's a guy called Boober in Denmark who's like never mind.
Is he just like, you know, every picture is taken, he's got to be like this, you know, like
everyone who's Danish will understand exactly, and everyone else will be like,
okay,
what's Anders talking about? Regardless, I actually feel like lately Dignitas have been playing a lot better, and the weird thing is, on paper their lineup is really good. So they were playing like far below their level. Kind of good that they're finally playing at their level. I think it's an encouraging thought.
Yeah, well, like they would have made the first qualifier if it weren't for Team Acer on Mirage. Like that's why I was going on about like big salty tears and whatnot. It's because there was quite an outburst of that after that match, because of the way that the format, you know, played out in that first qualifier, where each step of the way was a different map. So
yeah, I remember
you had to just be so good on all the maps to be able to make it through the whole run, right? So it was actually C-Play, Glave's team, that made it through on that one. That went on to win that qualifier, or at least get into that second spot.
Glaive and Pimp aren't exactly best of friends right now, so I guess that added to the mix there.
Oh, I don't know, man. Maybe there's other Danish jokes to make there, but we're not going to do it. You know, Pimp. You know, his gal. No, okay.
Oh no.
So
that's awful.
Look, yeah, man. I mean, it's good to see that Pimp is going to be playing tonight. It's good to see that Kjærby is going to be playing tonight, and I hope he gets over his hangover because it was his birthday just a couple days ago. So you know, he's now 17 years old.
Yeah.
So maybe not hangover. Maybe not hangover.
You know, young and fresh and
spry. Oh yeah, so they bounce back.
Yeah, they bounce back really quick. Right. It's not you and I, Selma, where it could be all week just trying to get back again, which is difficult because there's a tournament every week. There's an after party every week. It's a hard life to lead, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, Dane on Dane action, starting off on Cash here, and actually we're going to go live already with the knife round, or actually are we straight into it? They're buying grenades, so I'm guessing it's not a knife round.
Yeah, I think we've skipped the knife.
Well, that's all right. I don't want to wait anyway. Big welcome to all of you here. The show is just Fragbite Masters, and it's Group A just starting out. It's a best of 3 game, which is so cool. No best of 1s. A big fan of all of this. And we'll see if TSM can show us something cool here. They're obviously the favorite team, the top seed in the group, and we expect big things. Right now, they're hitting the only bomb site where no one is covering someone. That has to be a good sign.
Yeah, it's already looking good, actually. A bit of an Envy kind of setup coming out here from Dignitas with just one guy holding. That's Kjærby all the way back in CT. The rest of the team over towards that B site, towards mid. They'll be able to rotate over quickly, though, so it's going to come down to the retake now and whether TSM, they can spot them out and hold these angles. You got the Vice kind of dancing around there, just trying to see just how many people are there. But now it gets a little hairy because they've taken some damage, TSM.
Oh, and that smoke is huge. That's a smoke that's going to try and force TSM back into the site so that the bomb doesn't get defused. But look at this. Cajun and Carrigan and Device chiming in. Sipnix as well. Everyone helping out. Nico, not a chance to actually clutch that round. And Carrigan will take him down. So only really Dupree didn't see any action. So the reason that smoke goes up to main is because the bomb doesn't go down in the default part. It gets planted on the corner of the bomb site, which I don't know if you've noticed, but everyone does that now.
Yeah.
It was like an instant switch. All of a sudden, everyone decided planting default doesn't make any sense anymore. And I think it's just the result of the fact that we saw so many rounds being lost by one CT defusing, and some guy in main or in Squeak even couldn't make it into the bomb site quick enough. So it's a nice adjustment everyone's made. And that smoke was a direct counter. It was a nice idea, but Dignitas, they just couldn't win the fight.
Oh, and this time it could actually work out for Dignitas. They've got that stack going in here on the B site. The bomb is right outside, and TSM, they look like they're about to come running right in here. Pimp with the dualies doing big damage, and MSL's there as well with the 5-7. But look at this. It's the worst case scenario, Anders. The bomb has been dropped on the other side of the wall.
Yeah, MSL's so happy, especially because it's one-shot range with that 5-7. If they come around to pick up that bomb, he's going to be ready for it. At least you got to hope he is. And he's got AC on a different level right behind him. Really good setup here from the CT side, but smart play from Carrigan. really playing that angle as tight as you possibly can. Picking up those 2 kills, not going to be a problem. And TSM will pick up the second round as well. Yeah, not much to say about that, really. Carrigan just played that super well.
Yeah, and I love this angle as well because he's blocked off from CT. So the man holding in CT can't even help his mates by trying to set up a crossfire or anything. Kerrigan, he's just like, I'm going to set it up so I only have to worry about the guy who's in front of me, not getting shot in the side or the back anywhere else. So
Pimp buying more dualies.
Dude, Pimp has actually been doing this. Like, through the qualifiers, he was doing the same thing. So, like, Pimp is committed, man. He's like old Get Right, right? Because, like, Get Right was, like, the only guy we actually saw buy dualies, and, like, NBK every now and again.
Yeah.
But now Pimp is really trying to make these work, it looks like.
Well, Device from on high, just going to be the 1 kill as AC will take him down right afterwards. Going to secure an AK here for Kevin, which is a pretty big deal. If they can come alive and stay alive with that AK, that would be pretty huge. Just save it for the next round at this point. Nice shot from Nico to take down Cajun, and, I mean, yeah, TSM, they're winning these rounds, and it doesn't feel like it's too much of a problem for them, but they are losing a couple of players every round, so it's not like Dignitas is just falling asleep here.
Yeah, they're managing to get TSM to spend some money in the next rounds, especially because at TSM, they aren't really going for like the SMG kind of play. They're going straight up to AKs, so these are expensive rounds for them. If it's an SMG, they're like, well, I only lost like $2K. I'm not really going to cry too much about that. But it's 2.7K to buy that AK, so TSM, they don't want to be spending that much money. Dupree's going to take off Pimp, so Pimp can't really do too much at the end of it. Everybody survives the bomb going off for TSM, so only losing the 2, and Kie'd be pretty happy. He's got his birthday present right there. It's an AK to work with in this round.
Not bad at all. He hasn't got any kills yet, but there's a chance he could pick a couple up here with the AK. It also allows him to go for full grenades, which is going to be helpful. Nico to pick up the AWP, no head armor, not really a big deal. And Device on the other team, straight away picking it up. They did not really have to pick up an AWP on the T side here. You can play fine with having 5 AKs, but it's interesting to see that they're going to try and do it. And it's obviously to get the mid control, as you can see, Device is being boosted up, and just waiting for the opportune moment.
Oh, and he spots him out into connector. Wallbang through. Did that actually... No, it did not get Nico in the end. That looked like it was close, though. Spots out the man on short, and Device actually missing quite a few shots here. He has to be very careful about peeking again because Nico's already holding that line, and he decides to back off and play it safe. Timing worked out well for him as well because he dodges Pimp's nade, so...
And then they're going to set up for a very classic A push here. So they're going to try and smoke, between container and forklift, and then just basically zone out the whole left side of the bomb site and go for it quick. And this isn't a fake. You can see the bomb going through Squeak as well. So Kebu with his stolen AK here, going to flash his way through. Actually, he gets flashed by a teammate, I think that was, and Sipnix will take him out. So bit of a missed opportunity then. AC on top of the box. This is a great angle, though, and takes down Device. Nice kill.
Yeah, and AC has actually been doing some fantastic work. We'll see if he can actually keep going here because he's right on the edge, but a fresh smoke goes down to block up CT. And now he has to worry about the man at forklift. He takes him out as well. So it's looking really good now for Dignitas. They've got a man advantage. Nico and AC have taken quite a bit of damage, though. But you still have the 3 remaining members for TSM pinned down on this site. MSL getting caught out in the open. Kerrigan, though, gets caught as well. This is just back and forth.
Yeah, Sipnix actually stolen an AWP and is even getting kills with it. He's got a double so far. So much time passed, and Pimp gonna go down. Nico, best he can do now is exit frags. No way he can win this round from this position. He does spot out one person, but Dupree a little bit too quick, and TSM will end up picking it up. Now, just to point out, that round they did plant default, and none of them moved out of the bomb site. So that is, if you really are forced, and they kind of were forced to plant default, then at least stay in the site. That's a smart move. One thing that I've been sort of playing around with on this map, and I've noticed that CT teams don't really do, is they don't actually use smokes for retakes at the back side. So all the way at the back where Sipnix is holding with the AWP, it's really easy to smoke that. Although if you CT spawn, you can smoke it. But it's almost like that's just not a part of it. People just show up and take the aim fight. I kind of wish there would be more smokes put down for the retake like that. Tough call, though, for Dignitas. I mean, they brought it close, but not close enough, and this is a big problem. TSM... they're off to a fantastic start in this first half.
And it's looked like it's only going to get better here as well because they've actually pushed onto this A site. They figure out, oh, it's another stack. So it works out perfectly for TSM. They're going to get a free plant here. Cajun even catching out MSL, who was rotating over. And now you actually have the remainder of Dignitas trying to close in and actually pinch in on Cajun. So Cajun might be in a bit of a rough spot here. He had to be lurking around the corner. But it's not going to happen. Cajun finds him in the end. And Pimp with the dualies. Not really able to get too much done here. Dupree is trying to edge him out as well, but the instant headshot. Nicely done there by Pimp, and he nearly takes out another one.
Did he? No, that must have been Nico coming in from the side because there was no assist. I thought for a moment he hit a third headshot. He actually got 2 kills that round with the dualies, and if that had been a third headshot, I would have almost been on board. You did mention that NBK and Get Right were the 2 other people that we sort of normally see them pick it up, but I swear, Get Right's dually career is just miserable.
Yeah.
It's like it's fun, and I'm not sure it's ever been like a huge detriment to his play that he's picked it up, but it just seems like it never has like a really big impact.
You know what I think is because he has that yellow and blue skin for it. So I'm just like, okay, Get Right, we get it. You have the flag on the back of your chair. You got the dualies in the game. We get it. You're from Sweden, bro. You're a Swede.
You gotta represent.
But yeah, that's the main thing. That's why I'm surprised to see Pimp really manage to do quite a bit with those pistols. I mean, it's not a cheap investment either.
Well, maybe it's just sort of like an undiscovered thing. I mean, for how the Tech-9 was good for a very, very long time before people started picking it up. So maybe he's just found a way to use it that actually works for him. Nico gonna win the fight against Device in the middle. That's a huge kill. Dignitas, the name of the game for them right here is actually just picking up every single round that's left. Sipnik's gonna go for a Molotov, is he? That must...
Oh, he's going for the vents,
all right.
okay.
I was gonna say, if you try to throw it over, there's no way you can do that.
It will go off way too early. There's actually the Molotov to force Kerrigan off of boost. But the Molotov goes sailing, and Pimp takes it to the face.
He blocked it. That was a body block. That was intentional.
Oh, that was slick. And now vents are clear. He's going to be able to close in very... And he's going to get right up to the top of mid. So if TSM were to come through here, he's going to be in a position to hear this. But he also hears that Zipnix is backing off from A main right now. So this is good information. AC is going to rotate onto short, perhaps to get some information mid. But it looks like he wants to close back over onto CT and get into this B site, trying to help his mates out. What was that? Did he just throw the bomb like an offering? The Dignitas like, here, take it.
I don't know, maybe trying to mind game MSL, but he's not being mind gamed at all. He's just hitting the headshots here. Cajun going to go down as well. And TSM with a bit of a weird play at the end here, but great job on MSL. He was alone for a while. If he had gone down, that would have really been the round. I've got to say, I appreciate the irony into that one. You have to be cold as ice to block that kind of Molotov coming in like that with your face.
All right,
what
maybe
if it
he wanted
breaks?
a drink, I don't know.
Yeah.
So you like nab it out of the air, take the rag out, even if it is like gasoline. So
But you gotta hope it's something that is, you know, maybe
like some 80 proof vodka or something.
exactly.
It's possible, dude. It's possible. They don't sell those on the ferries anymore, but
Maybe that's the next level of sponsorship in Counter-Strike.
80 proof vodka.
Yeah.
You get to get the little label on the bottle in game.
Exactly. Well, Cabby in the corner, and they see that coming miles away. Very popular spot as well. AC Nico, and AC again with a good return there as finally Device going to take one down, but Device is also now alone, and you can see, again, forced to kind of plant in at least near default here, and not even going to get out of it either. Nico going to take him down, so great round from Dignitas. That's 2 in a row for them. And, I mean, TSM are getting a lot of bomb plants, but they still will be slowly running out of money here. So it's not all bad for the Dignitas team.
Yeah, Kirby, though, having a real rough time over on that A site. He always seems to be the guy to get caught out or forced into these awkward positions. That means he's just not getting any frags. Perma-flash, perma-blind, and then just a bullet to the face. It's not a real joyous experience for him at all. The guy who's actually the other young, like very young player actually on Dignitas, which is AC, he's the one who's been shining for them throughout the qualifiers and throughout this match so far. You know, we're really seeing him lead the frag board for the other Danish team. So good to see that kind of performance as well, seeing as how he was under scrutiny not too long ago. He was in a bit of a slump. So to see him coming back around and start getting those kills, that's big.
That was a huge grenade that rained in, and Pimp even with the Molotov kill there on Dupree. I do think you're right though, and it's obviously worth mentioning that AC was actually playing with this Dignitas with this TSM team when they were in Dignitas.
Yep.
So there was a lot of changing back and forth. Eventually, Cajun replaced AC, and that's kind of how it went down. Kerrigan was brought in much later to replace Fetish, obviously. But, yeah. And at the time, I have to admit, at the time, it wasn't immediately obvious to me that swapping out Cajun for AC was the better choice. Because AC was actually playing quite well in that team. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, of course we're going to do that. We should definitely make this roster change. It took a while, I think, before Cajun proved himself to be a very, very strong player.
And if I remember correctly, like the reasoning they gave behind that was just experience. That it's like AC isn't necessarily doing a bad thing, but they just wanted somebody with more experience on their side for those big LAN performances because at the time, was actually getting results.
I think that's one thing. I think the other thing is AC fulfills a role. He did fulfill a role on that on the TSM team that they already had 2 other people fulfilling, which is Dupree and Device. They already have the 2 rifles. You get AC in there as well. You're just adding a 3rd, whereas Cajun actually plays an entirely different role from the one that AC did. So it made more sense on that level too. And I think, obviously now we all know how good Cajun could be on this team, so now it makes perfect sense. But just to point out, from an historical perspective, back when it happened, when the roster change happened, it wasn't obvious to everyone that that this was going to be the best choice, basically.
Not everybody can go 0-15, man. That takes some real skill.
Oh shit.
0-15, never forget.
Well, AC, now that we're speaking of him, and Nico too, TSM, they are out of money, and they didn't have a lot last round either, so this is just really working out for them. Dignitas about to take a 4th round in a row, and Kerrigan going to come up with 1 headshot at the end then. And AC with the triple. They're fighting their way back, and I think it's almost like it's even more painful now that they lost all those rounds in the beginning, because TSM could almost just give up the remainder here and still have a good half.
Right.
Double up setup, though, from Dignitas. So they're trying to actually adjust before TSM find an answer. That's kind of good.
Yeah, they're trying to, exactly. They're trying to get onto, they're trying to get an extra step ahead of TSM here, but what's really interesting is that it's Pimp picking up that AWP. We haven't seen him do that in ages. So this is a good change of style coming out here from Dignitas. This could potentially catch TSM off guard. There's Nico. Yeah. I mean, Nico's usually the primary opper, and Pimp used to be an opper. I mean, hell, like back when there was a lot of changes going on in the teams, he was saying like he's actually wanting to come back into the pro scene as a full-time opper. He actually had to come back and play as a rifler, unfortunately, because the team that he was on with Glaive didn't believe in offs at the time.
So, he got so much criticism when he wanted to make that career change as well. It was very interesting. In spite of the fact that he had some amazing games, and he did also have some pretty bad games, people tend to notice the bad games. So I kind of think, I mean, I'm not sure if it was entirely the community pressure, but there was certainly a lot of anger, lost skins, and all that. Kerby, oh! He needed to get that kill immediately, otherwise Device would come in from top, and he did. MSL, well, I mean, he had the right idea. Dupree just didn't get the kill. Device now going to sneak close to the middle, and his timing might be flawless here. AC caught looking the wrong way. Spray, not going to connect, actually, and now Device has been discovered. Going to be flashed in the middle. He's lost Sipnix as well. Finally, Kerrigan going to reply, but it's too late. Again, Device caught on his own, and Dignitas making that work. A little bit of sloppy work there in the middle from TSM in general, not just Device.
Yeah, looking a little sluggish on all fronts there. Kind of surprised about Device, though. That looked like it was a dead-on kill. Probably one of those cases where it's just, you know, you're 100% going to get this kill. Wait, no. You know, hey, my name is Murphy. It's a pleasure to meet you. I know you really wanted that kill, but it's not going to happen this time, mate.
That's so frustrating. And it's always when everyone's watching, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, right? This is why we don't stream matchmaking. Interesting. Well, one thing to take away from this, even if TSM did not get the bomb plant, they've still lost 5 rounds in a row. So they're feeling well enough that they can actually go for an investment in rifles here. If they don't get the bomb plant this round, though, it's going to be back to pistols for them.
Look at the payoff from the double up setup. It was Pimp opening up, now Nico to follow, and finally Device going to claim a kill in return. But this double up play is definitely working out right now for the CT side. Kerby going to come in, help out, take out Kerrigan as he was trying to get in through Squeak, and the rest are kind of stuck behind Forklift here, I think. Kerby didn't spot him then, so Device will get the kill. Dupree will get the kill on Nico, and it's down to MSL and Pimp 2v2 now. Big comeback into this round from TSM, and they make the crossover with the bomb, and now Dupree. Can he spot out MSL, who's already made his way into the side? Device, oh, he's reloading, and he still gets the kill. What? And it's going to be a double for Dupree as well. That is mind-blowing.
What did we just witness? Okay, Device, I'm sorry for criticizing the last round. That was like the split second. I thought he was I thought it was just like horrible timing. He's a dead man for sure, and it's going to come down to a big play from Dupree. But big play delivered by Device. Nicely done there. And that's what I'm saying. Well, they just need to get the bomb plant. They actually go on to win the round. And all of that through patient play. And even having a smoke left over to block off CT. I think that was almost the deciding factor right there. The fact that they had that extra smoke to put down in that corner, block off, shorten CT, and allow them to get onto that site. Some really nice work there from TSM. And that's also the patience, right? There's a little bit of a difference in the patience play displayed. You know, that's why TSM, they have that experience. Although Pimp starting off pretty strong here. And he's even going back for more.
That is a bit of a bold move. MSL, though, will pick up the 1 kill. Does get taken up by Device. Now Nico has to land some good shots here, but Device is on fire. Running and gunning with the AK, leaving Kerby and AC in kind of a weird position here. Although Kerby, no stranger to running and gunning himself, and with the M4A1 especially, it's a very good tool for that one. Nice flashbang around the corner. It's all up to Device again. Actually, Dignitas have turned this around, and Device, though, the bomb is not planted especially for this position, but he might make it work anyway, though AC playing it so smartly. Gonna win the fight there. Great play from AC and Kerby here. And you see the bomb plant in that corner. If he comes in from upper, it's not exactly easy to spot back here. It could be just a second before you can see it, and that's a problem.
Yeah, I got to give credit to AC, though, man. Really stepping up with 2 kills, 2 key kills. I mean, Pimp, all those, he spotted it first, right? Spots the first man in mid and then the second man up in vents. The thing is, like, he turns around because I'm wondering if he knew, wait, I'm committed now because they're already waiting in B halls for me. If I jump out of these vents, I'm a dead man anyway. So might as well just try and take that fight, see if we could get lucky with the USP. I mean, whatever the reasoning behind that move ends up working in Dignitas. They're in 6-6 now, and they've reset TSM's money as well, so that was a really big round for them. 9-6, I mean, if they could finish 9-6, Dignitas, it wouldn't be the end of the world for them.
No, they'd still be competitive at that point, without a doubt. And the Dignitas squad, they're still sort of committing to this style where they don't actually have anyone on the A-bomb side device. With a skull-cracking opening to take down Caribou. Nico will get Device finally out of the picture. So the Priest still back here with the Deagle. He's going to get taken out as well. Always a bit worrying when you lose the engine factor to one of these Deagles, but it seems like they're going to stabilize just fine. And they seem really committed, Dignitas, to playing retake on A. They're not afraid to give up the bomb plant there. They feel like they can reclaim it.
This is almost like watching like old A Mirage, basically, when teams were just like, oh yeah, you want to throw smokes? You want to get the bomb site? Sure, go ahead, because they were that confident in their ability to come back in and then reclaim that site.
Yeah.
It's good that you're mentioning that here for Dignitas. It really does seem to be the case. I mean, they're constantly going for that play. Pistol round, that round, you know, just leave one guy back in CT to hold.
Still see people do it every once in a while on a bomb site Dust 2 as well. Pistol rounds even. People sometimes give up the whole bomb site and just go for the retake.
Oh, no, did he bungle a smoke? I think he did. That's awkward. Which smoke was that?
Yeah, so... Yeah, I think that's
short smoke?
Yeah, I think it must have been. So that's actually a pretty big mistake there. Cajun got a wrap around with the forklift there and hit 1 kill, gets a second one as well on Nico. And now it's a 5v3. So smokes or no smokes, they're still getting the kills here. And in back of sight, AC's the only one has to come up big. He's top fragging right now, but he has to do a lot more here. 2v3 once again. And he's looking for the opening. Almost spots the gun barrel, and he walks in, gets the kill, and MSL to help out now. He's at the backside. He's controlling the bomb as well. And Cajun, well, he's got a triple on his hand. AC jumping to get the information. He spots him. Very smart play here. But, oh, headshot as well. And the grenade, not going to be an explosive grenade, though. Waiting for it. Cajun to win it with a quad kill. What a headshot. I wish we could have seen that from Cajun's perspective, but maybe in a frag reel at some point we will.
Oh, man, that was way too close. But again, you know, like these peaks. Cajun, if he spots you once, if you do that again, that's what can happen. And I'm amazed, actually, that that wasn't an instant kill. He must have clipped a little bit of the box there.
Yeah, must have.
So a little bit of a lucky break for AC, but he wasn't able to get that second chance to work for him. And yeah, now 7-7. I mean, TSM, this is a very advantageous position for them to find themselves in. They've got every round that they need pretty much. If they can come out ahead here, 8-7, this would be big. And already just aggressively taking over mid. TSM want to get up close to Bents again. See if Pimp is up there. And Debris, he doesn't know that waiting right around the corner. There you go. Pimp just charges out and takes over.
Oh, wait a minute.
Was that a wallbang?
Yeah, where was that shot from? I'm wondering if it was from main? You can shoot through from main up there. I've tried it, but
yeah, through the corrugated steel, like the door there.
Exactly. Well,
that was
Cajun,
pretty slick, regardless.
Yeah, it was interesting. AC and MSL to pick up a kill each, and that leaves Sipnix alone in the middle with the Tech 9 and just trying to reclaim the bomb here, but probably a bit of a fantasy. It looks like Dignitas are going to make this 8-7, which is definitely not an ideal score. It's going to be tough for them to get back and do anything on the second half. Although TSM is a team, it seems that they just function better T-side than they do CT side. So maybe there's a chance for Dignitas still.
Oh, already. I mean, he's still got 30 seconds left, but that really isn't a whole lot of time to work with. If Sipnix doesn't start running soon, he's going to run out of time. He's going to be already getting in position to catch him off guard if he decides to push in through A main. And it is looking like he might wind up on that A site. MSL pushing through the B halls. And there you go. Sipnix turns back around, tries to head up through mid. And where is he going? Like, even Dignitas have to be wondering this. Sipnix doing a pretty good job of just staying on his toes. Not sure if he spotted the guy in Toxic there. Gets caught, but gets the headshot anyways. And with 8 seconds left, he's just not going to have the time. Pimp in position. On high is going to be able to pick up that kill and deny the plant. Dignitas will come out ahead with the rounds. But
oh no, I think it was
is that a team shot?
Who?
Where was that? Because Kerrigan had a nade in hand. The other guy had his knife.
It must have been a team shot. Probably Nico shooting him from main.
From main? Yeah, from main. Or no, from that looked like it was from connector.
That's very confusing. Yeah, I meant from connector. Sorry, you're right.
What the hell is going on?
Okay, well...
I like that we have mysteries already at the start here.
Yeah, moving forward. Actually, the performance on TSM is pretty good here. There's no one really lacking behind, and Kirby, you pointed out he had such a rough time. It was either clutch the round over at A or die immediately. So his score is suffering a little bit from that. And Dignitas, they're gonna roll the Glock train into the bomb site, opening up his Kirby Nico to fall, and they're gunning for Dupree in the back lines here. Pimp will take him out, and that's looking quite good here for the terrorist side now.
And I wonder if they're going to try and get greedy and try and push in here. It doesn't look like they're going to push through that smoke. Instead, it's Kirby who has the bomb, so he's going to have to go ahead and take care of that. And good after plant positions here for Dignitas. 3 guys alive on that site, hiding behind the boxes, and 1 man holding in the halls, B halls, to make sure that no flank can come through. TSM, they're kind of just sitting on the edge right now.
Kerrigan wasting a lot of time running back here, but especially MSL's position is huge considering the bomb plant. This is a very nice play coming out. We'll see if it's actually going to work out. The bomb is planted for him. He can stop it if they're going to try and defuse it. Kerrigan with 2 big kills. The 3rd kill coming in. He's taking a fight here, but MSL goes down, and they actually do not have a kit. Do they have enough time? I think they might just have.
Get on Sip. Oh, wow, they just have it? Oh, no!
Oh my lord, that is so close. And Sipnik just ran away, said, fine, Kerrigan, you have to be on your own.
I have this 5-7, it's worth saving. Oh, it's such a shame he couldn't actually find more to pick up there. I mean, how did they... Somebody must have had a kid. It must have been somebody who died in an awkward spot, basically.
Yeah, probably was.
Pick it up.
And now... So, Kerrigan comes in with a really sick triple kill. But you saw him running back up towards truck. If he hadn't done that, I'm not saying he could have known, but if he hadn't done that, he probably would have had the extra second. So a little bit tricky there. Flashbang in. Too many targets for the P250. It's when you kind of wish you had a Negev, essentially.
Oh, or P90? I don't know, man. Something with lots of bullets. But there were a lot of people there, and that was such a crucial peek given by Device. He spotted 4 guys out in A main, Pimp over in Squeak as well. And now they begin to swap around. They still have a man holding on B site. That's Dupree, who's holding solo. But 4 players have rotated over for TSM. And they're a little slow on the counter rotate back towards B because TSM, they're going to be out of position here. Dignitas are just crashing onto this site. Dupree is going to pick up the first headshot, though. Really well done. He goes leaping through to B halls, but he's not going to get anything out of it. Now they're closing in TSM. They're going to try and stop this plan from happening.
Caging goes down as well, but both AC and Nico are very low on health, and there's a scout up high as well, so they got to be careful when they make the crossover into the bomb site, and I think that's what they're worried about. Nico goes down, already softened up, and Kirby to fall next. It's now up to Pimp and AC. They've made it into a 2v2. Pimp on the high ground here is obviously huge, but the bomb goes down with 30 seconds now. Pimp has to make a move. He's got 1 smoke, and he's going to use it in a, well, from his point of view, pretty good angle, but it isn't, because Device is in checkered instead, and goes for the fight. Device will take him out, and that's a huge win from TSM. That's right. That was the sort of the launch point for Dignitas. That's when they should have launched the comeback, and instead now they probably feel a little bit like they've been deflated instead.
Well, it turns out, you know, that freight train, it was rolling along, and then there was some TNT on the rails. It just so happened to be over a bridge, and they've gone crashing down. Because Dignitas now, yeah, it all comes to a screeching halt. You have them not even willing to commit to an armor buy. So that's interesting. They decide not to stick with like the current meta of basically just force buying until you really can force buy no more. Instead, they go for the straight up push. This might actually work as well. They're just going for the straight brute force approach, and they're going to get a bomb plan out of this.
I'm surprised Dupree even got 2 kills. When you're that close and they all come around the corner, can get pretty tricky. And here comes Pimp. Not the most stealthy weapon with the dual elites, but he's going to be right behind Sipnix, goes for it and wins that fight. And now he's just got to land 1 bullet here on Device, and he's going to be successful as well. What a comeback. This really going back and forth here and showing you that this Dignitas team has come a long way. Because TSM is definitely the favorite team here, but they're doing a lot of work right now.
It's that no fear approach, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the HE, that could have been a monster HE, except that it was just a split second too late. Dignitas were already past it by the time they were running around. They were running around that corner in B hulls, and so the HE goes right past them, and they're able to just use this, you know, the power of numbers. Because if you have a couple P250s mixed in with the Glocks and the dualies in Pimp's case, I mean, that's a lot of firepower. Even, you know, 1v2. If you've got a gun, you're not going to live too long facing the pistols, basically. So.
That was some nice spray control from MSL. We didn't see it, but we could hear it. Fighting Device, who had a scout, he actually sprayed all the way from mid to the connector there. So pretty good job, and Kirby to follow up onto Kerrigan. So 2 people already down. Cajun, he's got the M4 here, and you got to wonder if the goal right now isn't going to be to try and just keep him alive.
Well, I like the Dignitas are trying to play a bit of the range game here. Flash around the corner, and Sipnix. Ah, there it is. He gets spotted out, and that's Kirby down low now, I think. Yes, it was. So he gets tagged, but they're going to be wrapping back around through to A here. So Dignitas now, strength in numbers again. AC, MSL, and Nico, all of them coming in through A main. Pimp going through Squeak, and there's only this scout here on Zipnix to stop them from getting onto this site.
But they're going to have the smoke for it, so this isn't going to be useful. You can see it going up right here. Now it's all down to luck. He's just a second too slow, but that headshot through, and that wasn't even on one of the soft targets. That's AC on 100% health going down. Such a big kill coming through here on Zipnix. A follow-up as well. MSL, who was very low, gets taken out now. 30 seconds, the bomb dropped in the middle of the site. It's a big problem for Dignitas as they are at even numbers and forced to plant default.
Yeah, but not peeking that angle, though. They are going to have to worry about getting caught out in the open, and that's Cajun B making very short work of Pimp. But Kierby takes out Dupree in the meantime. Zipnix goes leaping up onto the boxes on short, and he's going to get caught out. Now Cajun alone has to worry about the crossfire. Too many angles to worry about. I mean, too many angles to check, essentially. Nico just catches him looking the wrong way. But TSM made that a very close round there. We got way too close for Dignitas. Two guys alive. I mean, that's a lot of money that they're going to have to spend here despite winning an eco.
And a good triple kill from Kierby as well, who was sort of lacking in the first half, but is definitely doing work in the second half here. Really trying to make a comeback. 11-8. I don't know. This could go either way. This is a pretty even score at this point in time. And it's like I was saying on the first half. TSM is just a team that seemed to function really well on the T side, and sometimes on the CT side, there's a couple of things lacking.
And a double push. Yeah, CT side always seems to be it, but then, you know, it seems like the teams that were just indomitable on CT side have actually been struggling a little bit lately, right? You know, Fnatic, Envy, TSM. It's not that indomitable just wall that you're just constantly crashing into anymore. It does seem like teams are starting to develop their T side a bit more. Dignitas in particular, man, ever since MSL has joined up on this team, it really does seem like this team has been able to put quite a bit more polish into their offense.
Yep.
And Kierby managing to pick up 2 kills already to start. He's, you know, anti-eco kills, but still, it's going to put him in the double digits now on the scoreboard.
Pimp just narrowly winning that fight against Zipnix. A little bit scary. But regardless, this is turning into a beautiful round from Dignitas. Oh, Pimp not going to get caught. Oh, no.
Yeah, the device is not happy.
No. Nor should he be.
That's what you get for taking off the silencer device. It may sound cool, but it's not going to get the job done, man. Come on.
It's not worth it. No, I agree. And Kierby getting some good eco frags. Now he's really stepping it up.
He's spending a bit too much time on the Reddit.
Look at this.
How is that? And then Pimp with the air control just goes zipping around the corner. But like, he's been spending some time on the Reddit there. You know, clearly the comics. There's that one comment. It's like, why do you take the silencer off? You know, it's just like, you know, you lose accuracy, you lose the X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. And the guy's just like, I just think it sounds cool.
As good a reason as any, I would say.
In this game, it almost feels like it, right?
Dignitas replicating what TSM were doing on the T side, so that shows you how much of a common strategy it is, and once TSM see it going through, they should know exactly what's up. Boost up here by Zipnix just in time, so there's going to be a really powerful boost for what's about to come, especially with Device playing the crossfire position here at Forklift. Should be very, very decent. TSM stand a good chance of doing this. There's the first kill coming in. Zipnix with 2 before he goes down. That's perfectly acceptable as well. MSL to fight Device, and Device just trying to stay alive. Will just make it out on 31 health. Carrigan comes in with 1, and then a double, and that's going to finish it. Triple kill for Carrigan here. And TSM, well, they pick up a round finally, and a large part of it due to that boost.
Due to that boost, exactly. And that's, you know, it's like every team has like the one guy that they like that likes to go for that boost in a sense, but some teams use it a lot more often than others. Like Maniac for Titan always stands out, you know, Shroud for Cloud9, and Zipnix for TSM. Zipnix, he really likes to get boosted up there on that A site and get up into that corner, and he actually makes it work. Because the one thing I was waiting for was like, where's that one flash that's going to lead in for TSM that they're going to run in behind? And it never came. Zipnix was just like, great, you guys are going to run in behind smokes and molotovs? I'll take that.
But they do the boost the slow way. It's not, it's not the German efficient way that Penta do, where they actually do run boost over. That's way cooler. Shout out to Penta for being awesome in that sense. MSL going to be walking really close to the boxes here. They've lost Kierby, and now they're going to try and refrag here. Great flashbang in, and look at the patience here on MSL. This is actually pretty huge. He gets the kill, and he sees a second person who's even looking the wrong way. It must be very tempting to go for another frag then, but because he doesn't, you can see the attention from the Device is split here. He's really trying to fight at all angles, and now it's working out. MSL is still a factor in the middle here. The fact that he stayed alive and just been very annoying is helping out his team a lot more than if he goes for the peak and then dies. So pretty controlled play by MSL. And he's on 1 health now, but that was actually a cool moment.
He must hear it. Device has certainly heard AC stepping around over there. Because now they've kind of traded places. AC behind the quad box is just running around on that site. Device is going to outlurk him eventually. Dupree, however, well, Device is going to get caught. AC finds him in the end. It's down to Dupree now, 1v3. And he knows he's getting closed in on.
Oh, did he spot the heal?
20 seconds, though. Do they have time? Yeah, okay, if they go through mid to short, they can. But it doesn't matter in the end.
If the bomb had run into B and Dupree gets that kill, you're right, because 20 seconds, that was the key point. That could have got ugly really quickly. 13 to 9, and TSM, their loss bonus reset. Look at the money here. This could be Dignitas running away with the first map. That would be huge.
That would be such a big win for them. And I didn't actually see, unfortunately, I didn't actually see what was the next map in this series. So we'll have to find that out. But, I mean, a strong performance so far out of Dignitas. I want to say the Danes, but, you know, they're all Danish here. Pimp even helping out there with the kill into Aces. That's a little bit unfortunate. And TSM are going to be coming back into this 4-spy scenario here. Double FAMAS, double 5-7, and a scout. They realize that they've got their backs to the wall, but they decide to go for the risky play. Instead of ecoing around and letting Dignitas get up onto the edge of map point, TSM force early and actually have something go their way.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what they need to do at this point, because their CT side hasn't been too solid anyway. If they try and leave it down to the very last round, it's going to be a little bit too tricky. If they can start winning now, they could potentially still drop around, you know, later on and might still make the comeback work. But it's always hard when you've got your back against the wall. Dignitas, though, they're moving towards the B bomb site, which is a reasonable attempt. If they can get the kill on Dupree and get the bomb down, they will still have accomplished something in this round, even though winning it is going to be really tough. Nico trying to wedge himself in with the AWP, but Dupree just moving out. Cajun with 1-2. Finally going to get taken out, but that is pretty much the round here. Dupree fighting MSL and playing it smart as well.
Yeah, you saw MSL, like, I think Dupree showed just a little bit of his shoulder there because MSL, like, stopped cold, just waiting, willing Dupree to step out. Just take that peek, Dupree. Take that peek. Look in the checkered. See if anybody's there. He's not going to get his wish this time around. And TSM, the gamble works. It actually pays off for them, and they're going to be able to keep a little bit more of a buffer going into this. So now they can afford to give up a round here. They need 6, but they can afford to give up 1 round without it being the end of the world.
Yeah.
Unless they give up this one. You know, I don't want to get ahead of myself because Dignitas have already won one eco rush, and they're going for the same kind of play again, but they aren't having the same kind of luck this time around. It is not working out for them. They just get slammed on this B site, and Dignitas, they just get mopped up. Great hold this time around from TSM.
Yeah, great hold from Cajun, because actually Dupree missed that initial grenade that was supposed to bounce around the corner. He threw it into Checkered instead. That could be lethal. That is exactly the sort of thing that will use you around. So good job on Cajun actually stopping everyone coming around the corner with a triple kill. If not for that, who knows what would have happened to poor Dupree.
I think Cajun even goes for like the team flash on Dupree as well. He's just like, I don't care, I want all these kills. They're all mine. I don't care if you get blinded with this. Yeah, I like to see this. I like to see that wallbang going through as well. In case somebody's trying to go for mid control and get up close very quickly from TSM, they'll just be running into a hail of bullets. So it's a good little wallbang to do. Something to pick up for your own games on cash if you're playing on T side, or when you're playing on T side.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Absolutely agree. Grenade into main, not really doing too much. MSL, I think, got tagged up just a tiny bit from it. Sibnick's going to be flashed in by a teammate, gets both the kills there, very nicely handled. And yeah, out of Squeak Door immediately, Pimp was there, which is a really important refag, but it's still Sibnick's coming out miles ahead.
Yeah, it's still that man advantage that's maintained. So life gets a little tricky here. Pimp not gonna hit that time. Yes, he does. He finds the headshot onto Kerrigan, who's trying to leap away to safety. So no luck this time. But Pimp goes walking right around the corner. Device with that 5-7 up close is going to assassinate him. And AC just gets cleaned up as well. Device just going ham at the end of that round with that 5-7. But a lot of that coming from just the excellent opening there provided by Zipnix. Gets flashed into A main and picks up those 2 kills. That pretty much guarantees it at that point for TSM.
Yeah,
this is so sick. Some
textbook play. And in spite of the fact that it, you know, we'd call it textbook, it very often doesn't work out that way. So it's kind of nice to see it work out so perfectly. Dignitas, they've got 2 smokes and pistols. I think this is a play just to get the bomb down.
I agree. And look at them, they're going through Squeak as well. They want to just go YOLOing out onto this site as quickly as possible, get onto that bomb site. And Sipnix, well, there's the 1 smoke, but, oh, does he Molotov there?
No.
Yes, he does! Have they seen this play before? It looks like it. That Molotov, that's an impassable lake of fire right now. If you don't have Kevlar, you can't go running through. Oh, that was really nicely done. That looked like Sipnix knew exactly what was happening.
Oh, that is so painful. Yeah, the timing could not possibly have been better, and AC is going to go down to the last man standing. Device with a triple, Sipnix with a double. And we're going to be back at 13-13 now, leading into the 27th round. This is definitely a bit of a tough call for for the Dignitas team is they're kind of running out of money, which you can tell. TSM, they made that gamble earlier on when they were at 13-10, and it's really paid off. Even if they lose around now and Dignitas make it to 14, they can still buy and probably have a good chance of closing out this game. For everything that Dignitas have done, this is now favoring TSM.
This is pretty much the make or break round right here, because it'll be a force buy scenario if... it'll be just a very awkward, like, light nade kind of scenario for Dignitas if TSM, you know, stop them from getting a bomb plant this round, stop them from winning this round at all. So we have to see how things are going to shape up now. TSM, we can see that they've got a bit of a mixed hold going on. 3 guys potentially to hold mid, so a lot of focus here. And Kerrigan holding solo, spots out the man trying to peek him, and that's really well done. Opening frag going TSM's way, and could potentially pick up another one here, actually, if they decide to press the issue, Dignitas. But MSL electing to back off here. He's only going to leave Pimp alive and Squeak to be that kind of lurker.
And that's got to be annoying as well. You can see them sort of shuffling around the map, just hoping for an opening somewhere. And if not, they're really going to try and force one in the middle of AC picking over that box. But they're controlling the extremities of the map as well. KB holding over by B. And as we've seen, Pimp already in Squeak door just kind of waiting. AC is going to have to come up with an opening here. Almost gets that kill on Device. Look at it, down to 12 health. And then finally the fire from MSL to take him out, but they did lose AC in the meantime, so it wasn't really quite good enough. But that headshot on Cajun will be now. If they can just get in here and get the bomb down, it'd be huge for the terrorist side. Holding close by is Dupree. They got to be careful. He's in checkered, and he's going to walk that smoke. It's incomplete. He kicks the spray and takes out Kirby. And Pimp is miles away. Can't really help out MSL here.
No, and there's just no time for him to do anything at all. It's the worst case scenario for both of those guys to get cleaned up on the B site. You can see Pimp knifing the air in anger, holding up his fist. Why? Why is this happening? TSM now ahead, and Dignitas, what are they going to have to go off of here? At least Pimp holds on to his gun, but he gets no win bonus. So it's literally down to, like, well, the Galil and Armor if they want to get nades to work with. But no, it's just going to be straight up AKs. They do afford to actually be able to pick up 2 smokes. So that's still ugly.
I don't think you actually can, but I would still be careful about knifing those warheads over at the A-bomb site. I would feel bad doing it. I think they need to be armed before they really explode, but still.
If you, like, pierce the shell or whatever that's holding it.
Yeah, you just wouldn't do it, right? I mean, you wouldn't even try.
Ill-advised, but...
Even if you're a terrorist, I feel like that should be avoided.
Talk about the options available. Alright, well...
14-13. The money here is the big problem. So many options the Dignitas don't have. They don't have the AWP to find an opening. They don't have the Molotovs to clear out corners. They have 3 smokes and 2 flashbangs. That is pretty much it. So a lot of this is going to come down to clean entry fragging for Dignitas. They've shown us that they could do it, but they have to do it now. It's kind of do or die time.
Device holding up close here. MSL not expecting that. Device nearly taking out the double there. Nico down to 44 HP. Kerrigan just going for the pre-fire through that angle as well, but the 1-for-1 trade, this could favor Dignitas if only they had more gear to work with, but they're down to a single smoke and 2 flashes. It's going to be very difficult.
Just about 30 seconds. It's looking like it's going to be an A push, but they are making some noise over at B, keeping Dupree and Cajun over there as long as they can. Meanwhile, Sipnix, he might be the first guy to get a clue of what's really going on. Him and Kerrigan, who's in a great spot right here, Kerrigan. This could be huge. Yeah,
and there is that 1 smoke. It's going to block off Kerrigan's position. You can see him already changing it up. There's the Molotov. To go down, and AC just goes straight up over the box, and Kerrigan gets wiped out as well. This is so big now. Dignitas are in full control of this scenario. A 2-on-4 situation for TSM. They've got the money to rebuy, though, so they want to make this as expensive as possible. If they can get a couple of kills here, this would be very big for TSM. Really limit the money that Dignitas have to work with in the next round, but they are getting these kills fairly early. Dupree walks in, takes out Nico. Now can they actually get something done? Oh, there's a nade combo! These are just such good frags coming in now for TSM. They've got all the control. Dupree walks in. Now they know where Pimp is holding, and Cajun, does he just plant it? No, he doesn't. Pimp steps out and wins the duel.
And that is so close and almost an illustration of why that default plan is so dangerous. But Pimp did make it out of that round with a victory, and that's a lot of credit to him at the end here. AC actually still top fragging. He's been top fragging all throughout this game. He's at 26, and the score is tied at 14-14. This might go the full distance. At this rate, we might even see overtime. TSM, though, they have the money, and they still have a pretty good bank on Dupree. I think he's got about almost 7,500, so that is going to be important if they lose this upcoming round.
The wall bang is going through here, just making sure that they can hold. Dignitas, they really want to get a focus on mid. That's kind of been like the play style, apart from the YOLO rushes on the extremities. Mid control seems to have been a big part of their play. So as far as they're concerned now, they're content to hold the angle, see if TSM is going to try and catch them off guard, go for any kind of weird off pushes. They have to know that TSM have enough money for a full buy, though. They can't be expecting any kind of pistols to be on the other side. One thing to note is that TSM have gone for that double AWP again. Dupree, actually. Now, that's a guy you don't see using off very often. So Dupree with an AWP holding at the back of checkered into B halls. This is really interesting.
Well, I've heard him say a couple of times that he wanted to be, he wanted to do more opping, but as with everything Dupree says, I just always assume it's some sort of joke. So it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. Dupree, though, going to have a good target here. Will pick off Kjaerbye, flashes and goes on the offensive as well to try and get the second kill. You can tell that definitely caught them off guard. Good headshot there to drop AC. The bomb is dropped as well. Huge win right now for TSM as they're about to take a 15th round. Dupree with a triple. And maybe it wasn't a joke.
He just played that marvelously. Didn't show. When he peaked, it was very quick. I mean, he also had the confidence because if we can see here, you already have that man holding on short, that's Zipnix, who basically stopped Dupree from getting flanked out. Dupree can focus on B halls just solid right now because Zipnix is holding on short, making sure that they can't get into vents very easily. And by the time they do, Dupree's already cleaned up everything happening over in the main hall, so he can then focus on vents. That was just great communication back and forth between the defense there on TSM.
Well, Dupree picking off where he left off last round. What I really loved about the play that he had over there was the flashbang that went down. You can tell that on the terrorist side, they thought that was him trying to escape behind the flash, and then he actually went offensive instead. So kind of cool. Nico to open it up. This is the play for overtime here on Dignitas, and Nico picking up a second kill. Could they really do it? The bomb is going down, though. Grenade on in is going to do a lot of damage. Look at that. AC down to 7. That was a touchdown grenade. Pimp with the duel. He's going to get a kill in the meantime, and it is a 2v2, and there's one more grenade on Dupree and the Molotov. So these two grenades could definitely seal the deal here for TSM. They might make a big difference. Flash on out once. Cajun just holding him inside the site. There's the grenade going in, and it's going to go down, Cajun. So now Dupree coming around the corner. A little bit too close for comfort here. The Tech 9. It's a powerful gun, but not quite good enough. And Dupree is going to have enough time. So 16-14 for TSM. What a game to start off with.
Holy hell, that was way too close. Cajun getting picked off there as well. Cajun just like stepping out, fully taking that fight. Just sees so many angles, and he just gets completely overrun. But again, like that's all off the back of Nico walking in there. He didn't even have a Tech 9. He had a P250, and he still gets 2 headshots.
Yeah, that was actually very scary. If only they had a few more grenades or a little bit more health, it could have worked out.
Yeah,
but that one grenade I think Cajun put in there actually hit 3 people.
It did.
And that just softened them up a little bit too much. That's the first map, though, and it's far from done. It's Dust 2 as the second map, and I really hope we make it to Mirage. I really do.
I don't hope for Dignitas, though, because that's really going to favor TSM. If we go to map 3, Dignitas are going to get railroaded, because that's the map that Dignitas lost to Acer in the qualifiers.
Yeah, that's true.
And they complained pretty heavily, that is not a map that they're prepared on. So if it makes it to map 3, TSM are going to crush them. This is all about...
Well, they can't do the 2-0 anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They can't do the 2-0. That was a problem. That's why Cash was so important for Dignitas. It's going to take an act of God now for them to get to come back into this. So we'll see. Dust 2, that doesn't mean that they're going to give up. That doesn't mean that they're going to stop fighting. But this